Welcome to our deep dive into one of the most polarizing issues in modern education, the presence of firearms in schools. Following a series of tragic incidents, a fundamental question has emerged in school boardrooms and state legislatures across the United States. Does increasing the number of guns on campus through armed staff and security actually make students safer? Or does it introduce new, unpredictable risks? Today, we are exploring the diverse perspectives, the legislative data, and the lived experiences of students and educators to understand where the balance of safety truly lies in our quest to protect the next generation. Proponents of arming school staff argue that in the event of an active threat, every second counts. They suggest that having trained armed personnel on site can significantly reduce response times before law enforcement arrives. This viewpoint often highlights the guardian model, where staff members undergo rigorous training to serve as a last line of defense. Currently, over 30 states have some form of law allowing school employees to carry firearms under specific conditions. Advocates believe that the mere presence of armed staff acts as a deterrent, potentially stopping an incident before it even begins. Conversely, many educators and safety experts express grave concerns regarding the introduction of more guns into school environments. The primary fear is not just intentional violence, but accidental discharge and the potential for guns to fall into the wrong hands. Data from 2018 to 2023 shows more than 100 documented cases of guns being left in bathrooms, misplaced, or accidentally fired in schools. Opponents argue that more weapons create a culture of fear rather than safety, and that the presence of a firearm can escalate a standard disciplinary issue into a lethal confrontation. When analyzing the effectiveness of armed personnel, data regarding response times is critical. The average police response time to a school emergency is between 3 to 5 minutes, yet many active incidents are over in less than 3 minutes. Statistics show that roughly 80% of such incidents end before law enforcement arrives. This is the gap that proponents hope to fill with armed staff. However, critics point out that the data on whether armed staff successfully stop shooters is limited and often inconclusive, leading to a heated debate over whether the statistical benefit outweighs the potential for daily accidents. Beyond the logistics of security, we must consider the psychological impact on students. Surveys indicate that roughly 60% of students feel less safe or more anxious when they see firearms in their learning environment. The phenomenon of drill fatigue is real, as students undergo frequent active shooter simulations. Educators worry that a highly militarized school atmosphere can damage the student-teacher relationship and hinder the learning process. For these students, the school should be a sanctuary of peace, and the presence of weapons, even for protection, challenges that sense of normalcy. Beyond the logistics of security, we must consider the psychological impact on students. Surveys indicate that roughly 60% of students feel less safe or more anxious when they see firearms in their learning environment. The phenomenon of drill fatigue is real, as students undergo frequent active shooter simulations. Educators worry that a highly militarized school atmosphere can damage the student-teacher relationship and hinder the learning process. For these students, the school should be a sanctuary of peace, and the presence of weapons, even for protection, challenges that sense of normalcy. Is there a middle ground? Many school districts are looking at alternative safety investments. This includes hiring more school resource officers, or SROs, who are trained law enforcement professionals, as well as investing in mental health resources. There is a significant debate over resource allocation. Should funds go toward more firearms and security hardware, or toward hiring more counselors and psychologists? Advanced technology, such as AI-powered entry control and monitoring systems, is also being deployed to enhance security without introducing more weapons into the classroom. The choice of where to spend reflects a district's core philosophy. As we have seen, the debate over guns in schools is not just about security. It is about our values and our vision for the future of education. There is no single silver bullet solution that satisfies everyone. Safety requires a multi-layered approach involving policy, community engagement, and a commitment to mental health. Whether you believe in armed deterrence or a strictly gun-free environment, the goal remains the same: ensuring every child returns home safe. We encourage you to engage with your local school board and stay informed on these critical safety developments. Thank you for joining us for this objective look at school safety.